Mythical Shangri-La, that mystical harmonious valley, the earthly paradise of Himalayan Utopia. One of the videos I just posted today was about Shambhala, but this is about Shangri-La. The fictitious place described in 1933 in the novel Lost Horizon by British author James Hamilton. I'm sure that we all had this as obligatory reading in our English lit class in high school, senior high school, definitely. In Canada we did have it anyway, I don't know about the States. But Hilton describes Shangri-La as a mystical, harmonious valley gently guided from a lamasery, a monastery of the Lamas, enclosed in the western end of the Kunlun Mountains in the Himalayas. Shangri-La has become synonymous with an earthly paradise, particularly the mythical Himalayan Utopia, to be a permanently happy land associated and isolated from the world. In the novel, the people who live in Shangri-La are almost immortal, living hundreds of years beyond the normal lifespan, and only very slowly aging in appearance. The name also evokes imagery of the exoticism of the Orient. In ancient Tibetan scriptures, the existence of 7 such places is mentioned in Ge Bayul Kembalung. Kembalung is one of the several bayous that are hilllands similar to Shangri-La, believed to have been created by Padma Samvana in the 9th century as idyllic, sacred places of refuge for the Buddhist during the times of strife, according to Reinhard, 1978. The phrase Shangri-La most probably comes from the Tibetan Shang, a district north of Tashihumpo, or a mountain pass, suggesting that the area is access to or is named by Shang, or mountain pass. Some scholars believe that the Shangri-La story owes a literal debt to Shambhala, the mythical kingdom in Tibetan Buddhist tradition, which was sought by Eastern and Western explorers. Shambhala. If you see the videos just before this one, you'll find the one on Shambhala. So they believe that the Shangri-La story is literally a debt owing to Shambhala. The location of this, academic scholars believe they have debunked the myth of Shangri-La and argue that this has less to do with the unexplored place and is more connected to fantasy of the Western world, but others argue that scholarly blindness does not equate to proof, since Shangri-La is supposed to exist in other dimensions, just like Shambhala. Now, Shangri-La, existing in other dimensions, it, like the extraordinary dimensional gates in the Bermuda or Devil's Triangles, does not have a fixed location in our world, and neither is it always visible, some argue. Now, possible sources for Hilton, who wrote Paradise Lost. In a New York Times interview in 1936, Hilton states that he used Tibetan material from the British Museum, particularly the travelogue of 2 French priests, Évariste Rikis-Hooke and Joseph Gabet, to provide the Tibetan cultural and Buddhist spiritual inspiration for Shangri-La. Hooke and Gabet traveled a round trip between Beijing and Lhasa in 1844 to 46 on a route more than 250 kilometers north of Yunnan. Their famous travelogue, first published in French in 1850, went through many editions in many languages, and a popular condensed translation was published in English in 1928, at the time that Hilton would have been gathering inspiration for, or perhaps writing, his famous novel Lost Horizon. This is information from Wikipedia. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.